Imagine two potential partners. One is warm, attentive, and consistently available whenever you reach out. The other is warm when present, but unpredictable, sometimes highly engaged, sometimes distant, never quite reliable. A surprising number of people, even against their own stated preferences for stability, feel a stronger emotional pull toward the second, and the mechanism behind it is worth tracing carefully. Input: this pattern is best explained by a principle from behavioral psychology called intermittent reinforcement, a reward schedule that isn't delivered consistently every time, but unpredictably, sometimes present and sometimes not. This isn't a relationship-specific concept originally. It comes from foundational research on how reward schedules shape behavior across species, and it produces a very specific, well-documented effect. Process: behaviors rewarded on a consistent, predictable schedule are learned quickly, but they're also released quickly once the reward stops. Behaviors rewarded on an intermittent, unpredictable schedule are learned more slowly, but they become dramatically more resistant to extinction, meaning they persist much longer, and are pursued much more intensely, even after the reward becomes rare or stops altogether. This is the exact mechanism behind why slot machines are so compelling. The unpredictability of the payout, not its consistency, is what hooks sustained engagement. Output: applied to a person who's warm but inconsistent, your brain's reward system doesn't experience their unpredictability as a red flag to be logically evaluated. It experiences it as a variable reward schedule, and it responds the way any reward-seeking system responds to that schedule, with intensified pursuit, increased attention, and a harder time disengaging than it would if the person's warmth were simply constant and dependable. The feedback loop that keeps this pattern running: every time the unpredictable person does show up warmly after a stretch of distance, that moment lands with disproportionate emotional intensity, precisely because it was uncertain whether it would happen at all. This intensity gets misread, especially in the moment, as evidence of a deeper connection or stronger chemistry than exists with the consistently available option, when it's frequently just the reward system responding predictably to an unpredictable schedule, not a genuine signal about relationship quality or compatibility. This mechanism explains a specific, common piece of confusing self-observation. Someone can rationally know, and even say out loud, that a consistent, emotionally available partner is what they want and what would actually be good for them, while still feeling measurably less chemistry toward that person compared to someone unreliable. That gap between stated preference and felt intensity isn't hypocrisy or self-sabotage in the way it's often framed. It's a predictable output of how variable reward schedules interact with the brain's attention and motivation systems, largely independent of conscious values or intentions. The practical implication worth taking from understanding this system: intensity of feeling is not a reliable measure of relationship quality, specifically because intensity can be manufactured by unpredictability alone, independent of whether the person or relationship is actually good for you. Recognizing when a pull toward someone is being generated by an intermittent reinforcement pattern, rather than by their actual consistent character, is one of the more useful, if uncomfortable, pieces of self-awareness available, because it means the feeling of intense attraction and the feeling of an actually healthy connection are not, in fact, the same signal, however similar they feel from the inside. There's a specific diagnostic question worth asking, precisely because the two signals feel so similar from the inside. Does the intensity increase specifically after a period of their absence or unpredictability, or does it stay steady regardless of how consistently present they've been? A steady, stable pull toward someone regardless of their behavior is a considerably better sign of genuine compatibility than a pull that spikes specifically after distance or uncertainty. Since the second pattern is close to a textbook description of a variable reward schedule, doing exactly what it evolved to do, intensifying pursuit precisely when the reward becomes less predictable, rather than when the underlying relationship has actually become more valuable.